I'm an engineer, and I had a feeling this was going to happen, so I thought I'd better prepare something. So. We thought about doing this party it's been a couple of months now, and I kept thinking, it would be fun to kind of reminisce a little bit. And I get in the shower and think about what I wanted to say, and I could never get past the first 3 sentences because I was afraid that if I went any further, I would forget those 3 sentences. So I thought I got to start writing this down, and then turns out I just wrote the whole thing. I just went to my desk and just kind of wrote it all down. So at the risk of becoming monotonic, I thought I'll just read it to you guys. So it starts out, this rather significant milestone. And by the way, we didn't share our stories, so a little bit of this might be repetitive, but I didn't go through all the cars, so I guess that. So I was born 30 years after my mother. She 1934, me 1964. And I was married 30 years after my mother as well. She 1957, me 1987, which of course means we were married at the same age. We were 23 years old. I was 23. So that's why, even though we were married 25 years, we still look kind of young. So there the story starts to diverge because she had her first child, my older sister, 9 months. 9 months and 2 weeks after. And we had our first child 9 years. So it might also be worth noting that my mom had 6 kids in 6 years. There were a set of twins in there. I was her 6th child, so she was 30 years old, she had 6 kids. Imagine that. My oldest sister was 6 years old. So it was fun growing up, I can tell you that. But I was thinking about all this because I was remembering my own parents' 25th anniversary. It was late August 1982. I had just graduated from high school and was heading to Boston to enroll at MIT. They were married on August 31st, so it was really the same month. And I remember thinking at the time that 25 years seemed like an awfully long time to be married. I just couldn't imagine it. I was 18 and they had been married 25 years, and I had already led a pretty long life. And it also seemed like my parents were really old. But now I realize that my mom was the same age as I am right now, so I'll let you guys be the judge. There's not But I also remember wondering if I would ever find somebody to love enough to be married for 25 years. And that seemed pretty amazing. It might be noteworthy that in high school, I wasn't particularly successful in dating, so at that point, things looked kind of bleak. And then I got to MIT, and it really wasn't that much better. I was studying way too much to meet really any girls. The 1 or 2 that I met that I took an interest in didn't really seem that interested in MIT either. These were girls that like Leslie and whatnot. But then in my junior year, things changed in a hurry, and it was a very, very confusing time for me. Because the sister of one of my friends, David Lau, started appearing in our group, our social group. And I was a junior, and she was a first-year grad student at MIT. And I think it was her smile and her spontaneous laugh that just kind of mesmerized me. I just kept seeing her in these situations. And I still remember the time that she was leaving from TAing a lab, building 36 polyurethane. I was across the room. She was not my TA, although she very easily could have been, because we were both electrical engineers. And she was leaving the room, and she looked over at me and flashed this big smile. And I was like, oh, I'm in love here. And the crazy thing for me is that she seemed to like me too. So I was like, what's going pretty on here? But I still had this awkward problem that she was Dave's sister. Dave was my friend, and it just kind of felt weird to be like dating my friend's sister. So we started hanging out more and more, and we would find opportunities to kind of be away from the group. But I was still convinced, believe it or not, that we were just friends, good friends to be sure, even though we would like hold hands as we were walking along. She was just my friend. But then there was no denying that we had gone beyond mere friendship when we had our first kiss. It was March 16th, 1985. Anne was 9 days short of her 20th birthday. She was a teenager. So we decided to get married in July 1986. So about, 15 months later. She was visiting me in Dallas. I had a summer job at PI, and we decided to get married. And 13 months later, August 22nd, 1987, we were married in my child. So fresh, we both earned our master's degrees that summer. And, no jobs, no savings, anything like that, but we were like, let's do this. So, several of you that are here today were at the wedding. And it's kind of strange because we have these two parallel Boston lives. The first one was the Cambridge life kind of in the big city. We were youthful students, we were living in tiny apartments, and somebody else shoveled the snow for you. So it didn't really feel like, the snow that this town has a reputation for. I never really noticed it. The second life, 20 years later, is of course our Lexington life. We're in the suburbs now, we're middle-aged parents. We're living in this wonderful house. But we're shoveling the snow now, so that's the flip side of the coin. But strangely, between these two lives, there's one thing that connects these two lives, and it's pretty surprising. It's MBTA bus number 76. It's the bus that runs down there today, just down the left. Why does this bus connect our two lives? Some of you maybe will figure it out. It's the bus that Suzanne used to take every day to go from Alewife to Lincoln Lab, where she was doing her research. She used to pass by within a block from our house. And it's now the bus that Caleb takes to go to school every day. It's the same bus. I don't know, it blows me away. Anyway, getting back to Parallel Lives a bit, when we sat down to figure out the invitation to this party, we had this problem of figuring out how to accommodate all the friends that we've been blessed with from these two lives. And just like, we're not all going to fit in the house. So we briefly considered hosting two smaller parties on consecutive weekends. But Suzanne's like, on 2 consecutive weekends, how do we do that? So in the end, we decided on one big party, and I guess that we could say that with all of you here together, our two parallel lives have finally intersected. So we kind of all come together and it feels really nice. So thank you all so much for coming to us. Is Caleb still there? Caleb, you nearby?
What?
Oh, you're right there. Okay. So the last bit, here we are 25 years later. It's been a great ride so far. I can really say that. We've lived in some interesting places, Silicon Valley, France, and now here we are in Lexington, the birthplace of the American Revolution. We've been blessed with 3 wonderful children, and it's been great to see them succeeding in their endeavors and just developing their own personality. But most of all, it's been blissful experiencing all of this with Suzanne. Whether it's the mundane minutiae of everyday life, and here we sing for 3 on this very thing, or the big events that we'll never forget, I shared all this with them. She's really the best thing that has ever happened. And I can't think of a better way to express this than an old Gladys Knight song that just about chokes me up every time I hear it. So if you all would just indulge me for 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Caleb. Watch the little kids right here. Watch it. No, I mean adjourn from this moment. I want to keep you guys out of the house. We have a guest book that we dug up. It's actually from our wedding day. And I started a new page. And if you all wouldn't mind just coming over signing, it would mean a lot to us, because who knows, our 50th anniversary. And also we have our wedding album, the family gets to take a look at that. And then some contemporaneous photo albums from the day. And the last thing, this is very important, we want to do a group picture right now. So what we're going to do is go down to the back lawn. And Christine, our helper, is going to take a picture of us and be on the deck, rolling me down below looking up at her. Okay? So we can all just like